All right, welcome back. So we have two critical questions for TJ.
By the way, is today the day that Jeremy Otto finally quit? I noticed no update today. finally had enough.
Hold on. Here, I don't mean to hijack. Give me 30 seconds. Mike.
Do whatever you want.
Remember you said that Chris Greer knew where the bodies were hidden?
Yeah.
Dolphins and Greer have met this morning and mutually agreed to part ways.
Yeah. You know what that mutual agreement features.
You don't say nothing.
The crazy thing is that a report immediately came out that said Mike McDaniel is going to be allowed to finish the season.
Correct.
What?
There's nobody.
What?
Okay. You want to have some fun? Go look at that staff.
That team quit on him last night, man. I don't care. Like
I agree, but they have no one to take over.
Not one.
Stop
what
asking
could possibly be worse?
Go look.
I will. I mean,
Zero BS. Go look.
You know what? Maybe we can send him Jonathan Smith.
Yeah.
You don't make those decisions, though, because you say, oh, well, all of his assistants suck, too.
Telling you.
That's weird to me that it said they're going to let him finish out. Like he's like some 70-year-old guy that's been there for 30 years, and it's like, we're going to let him go out, his way. Right. That was just, we're going to let him go out with some respect and, throw him a little tribute at the end of the season. Thanks, coach.
Do you want the serious critical question or the fun first?
I always like the serious one first. Yeah.
You run the team.
Wow.
You're
right. Sorry.
You still Rico, we're having a conversation.
No, it's okay. Are you seeing what I speak of?
Yes.
They have like Oscar the Grouch as their DC. Who's taking over? Who? It's like putting Kenny in charge.
Do they all wear custom-made Jordans and sweet sunglasses and matching sweatsuits?
Okay. Now listen. A lot of reports today. I just want to give you some context. Reports are flying today. Who is hot to trot for Myles Garrett. One Mr. Howie Roseman. Also reports the Raiders are listening on Max Crosby. It's not a Lions thing. I'm just telling you the reports as of when we took the air. You run the Lions. Brad Holmes had food poisoning. And he called you from the toilet and he goes, Tej, I need you to shepherd this trade deadline. It's coming out of both ends. I need you to run this deadline.
Pick up the phone, make some calls. Are you asking me just between those two guys?
No.
Just overall, like
the whole landscape.
Okay.
You from either end of this spectrum, you could say, Mike, I don't want to do nothing. I love this team. We're getting reinforcements. I think we develop depth in the secondary. You could be the middle ground. Listen, I'd like a smaller piece. Or you could be at the other end. We're in our Super Bowl window, F them picks, sizzle, whiz bang pow. Anything you want is totally plausible. What does TJ Lang want to do?
Well, first of all, I was thinking about this actually yesterday. I'm not sure what their draft picks look like next year because didn't they trade a bunch to move up to get Ratledge and to get
They got rid of a bunch of third rounders.
Okay, was that what it was? I don't know if they have a. I know they obviously have the first, but I didn't know if like second, third, fourth, what that looks like.
Listen,
I got you covered right here. They have their first, their second, their fourth, their fifth. They have an extra seventh from the Browns.
Okay, so you're right.
They got rid of their. They were going to have 2 third rounders, and they got rid of both of them.
Yeah, you're right because I think one was Aaron Glenn. Yeah,
Yeah.
the comp pick. Okay, which they're. I don't want to sidetrack. Did they lose anybody big in free agency that would get another one next year? Maybe Zeitler. I don't know what his contract looked like.
I thought it was 1 year at $9 million, but
maybe. But no, I think that you could continue to build some depth on the defensive side. I would prefer it up front. I know that our guy Al-Qadim Muhammad has stepped in. Bobby Boy has stepped in and done some really nice things. And obviously, Aiden, I think, man, you're going to see probably even another gear from him after finally getting that weight off his shoulder about getting that contract extension, coming back after a severe injury. But you can't lie about stats. The Lions, although we know that they're one of the top, I think, 5 teams when it comes to sacks.
They're dead last
and pressures.
Win rate.
But that's the problem is that, and they're second to last when it comes to time to pressure. Right, like Minnesota, even though they don't have the same sack numbers, they get pressures very fast. And the Lions are getting some of those sacks late into downs, late into the play. And look, I'm not nagging against that because that means the rush and the coverage matches up. And there's certainly been times where you feel like, hey, the pressure, Aiden beats his guy one-on-one right off the line, but the ball's gone so fast because the coverage just wasn't on the same page. But overall, like that, it's taken them a while to generate some of those pressures. You're not really seeing the clean wins one-on-one. Now, I will say having our guy Aleem McNeil back is going to help. He was a bully against Tampa Bay and some of the things that he did and some of the bull rushes that he had, some of the pass rushes he had. I know Coach said he wanted to play him like 20 snaps. He ended up playing almost 40 because he was making that big of an impact. I certainly think that's going to help, especially on the interior. But I wouldn't mind to see another piece when it comes to playing the edge.
What type of piece?
I'm not saying one of the top name guys unless you feel like you can get a great deal. I don't know if Trey Hendrickson's obviously hurt.
He had a hip thing, right?
Week.
You're the lord of the hip. You had some hip problems. Is he coming back?
That's looked more to me like a contusion and not like a torn labrum or something. He got lit up pretty good in that game last week. They don't sound like it's serious. Maybe they're just saying that.
Would you look at a Jermaine Johnson? Would you look at?
I would look at everything right now.
Okay,
but I don't sit here as much as I did last year and say Aiden's out. Like, you get a chance to go get a guy like Max.
Well, that's where
and
you
go get a guy
like
Max
Crosby. You could have sealed the deal, and you didn't.
Well, I wasn't running the team last year. You're giving me the opportunity this year to do it.
That's fair.
How do you make up for it?
You know what? Just go get everybody. Go get everybody. Whatever it takes. I would like to see a depth piece, though. And you know what? Like, probably going to cost you a little bit more because he's not a depth piece, but I love Jalen Phillips down in Miami.
Sure.
And he's coming off an injury. He's doesn't really have the big sack numbers that you could say.
You know what the haters are going to say about him?
But you watch him pass rush and you watch his versatility, and he rushes over the center, the guards, the defense, or the offensive tackles. Like, he's got some stuff to him, and he's coming. I think he's going into a contract. This is a contract year for him as well. I like him. I don't think he would cost a ton, and I don't think he's a guy that you say, okay, Muhammad, your workload's going to go completely down because we got this stud in here. I don't think he's a stud, but I think that would be that nice piece to give those guys a break. When Aiden, man, when you get into week 12 and week 13 and you start wearing down a little bit and you could use, 4, 5, 6 plays off, can you get somebody in there that can match the production that you have? I wouldn't mind to see that, and I think that would just bolster what you already have, which has been a good pass rush, which has been a front four that has been able to create some havoc.
The latest report, too, is a little bit scary, is that they're already kind of soft pedaling Pascal back to December now. Remember when that was supposed to just be the first couple weeks?
And we still don't really have a timetable on Davenport.
Davenport's eternally hurt. There's your timetable.
Like, if he comes back, I consider that a bonus and a
hurt
luxury.
In 10 minutes.
Like, I'm not saying, I have no idea what his injury was when they first said when his injury happened that we don't think it's season ending. It's like, okay, in my mind, I just start to do the math, and I'm like, okay, maybe back for the playoffs then?
Right.
Maybe back like week 16.
Remember Chauncey Gardner-Johnson where it was like, heck, but they wouldn't say out for the year, and he came back. Remember when they
came back for a playoff game?
They altered his injury from arm to chest, and you go, all right, well, is that the same kind of thing? I don't know.
Right.
But look, I'm just
going based off of what
I'm with you. I'd love to
was.
make an addition because it's like relief pitching. You can't have enough of it. And here's the one thing. I'm going to tell you what you're in for. This is the beauty of this world now. Ticket texters the other day breaking our balls. Well, Jalen Phillips has a lower pass rush win rate than the team. And you know what? Don't go get anybody. Here's an idea. He plays for Miami. They stink. You come here, his life will be easier because he's not the focal point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello. And you'll be motivated because you're on a winning team.
I just don't know what a guy like that would cost. I mean, he's a better player than his stats would indicate.
4th round pick, and you kick a 6th?
Yeah, maybe you do a late swap, something like that.
Pick swaps are becoming a big thing now.
Yeah, and I think that just with the way that, when you look at the teams that you're battling against, they're probably going to make moves, right? A couple years ago, when you're looking at the other NFC teams, and it was the chair drop, right? Like Rico's team going out and getting a pass rusher. You look at what Philadelphia has notoriously done. Like, we're just going to go load up on the front four. San Fran's done the same thing. Green Bay did it this
today
year
is Roseman is willing to offer 3 1s for Garrett. Don't even ask me how they're fitting it under the cap. Oh, wait, the cap's not real. But That's the report today.
Yeah.
And then Max Crosby, the only thing they're saying, and this is for Philadelphia, not the Lions. None of you yell. The whole point is, well, a Crosby deal could feature a first. And I'm like, could? What the hell are we talking about? The guy's a nutcase. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Could? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, all day. You know who I worry about in all this? The Rams. I worry about the Rams doing something bold.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like
going to get some reinforcements and stuff.
you know?
Somebody's going to do it.
There's
There's going to be
that
at
you're
least
not hearing, just
there's-
kind of sneaky.
But, I mean, let's be real here. There's going to be at least one or two NFC contenders that are going to go make a move that we're all going to be sitting here saying like, oh, dang. Like,
Why didn't
now,
we
look,
do
if
that?
you stay completely healthy on the defensive side, like, is your defense good enough? Are they coached well enough? Do they
I'd
have
say
some
yes.
depth pieces in the secondary to maybe withstand stuff? We found that out. I know it was one game. It's not a huge sample size, but we found that out against Tampa Bay that
Dude, those
you know,
guys
those
played
guys like
really
they played
well.
their ass off, man. They're a well coached
What
team,
about
and I
Johnny
think
Mollett?
I think Arthur. I think that's just. This is the time.
Frank
I'm not
Whiteside.
going to say to go all out because I don't think that's necessary. But if you can add a piece, if you can go get somebody else that, hey, now if we lose somebody for 4 games, we're good, right? We can withstand that, and heaven forbid that's going into the playoffs because they were able to sustain last year with all the injuries on the defensive side until you got to the playoffs. Then it ultimately just became way too much, and defense still wasn't terrible. I don't want to go back to that game. Offense didn't play great, but I feel like there's going to be other teams that make a move. And I think that especially with your heavy NFC backloaded schedule that you have this year, defense is going to be at a premium. Like, I think when you play Green Bay, man, like it's going to be low-scoring games because defenses are just – Mike Parsons is a problem, right? When you get into Philadelphia in a couple weeks here, that defense, man, they're tough. Like, you have to – if you can add to that defense without – nobody's asking you to mortgage the future and give up a ton of picks, but if you could do it on a smart deal, even if it's for a rental player, just to give you some insurance throughout the rest of the season, I would totally be for that.
All right,
Yeah,
I've got
why not?
something for you.
You're always trying to upgrade.
I'll give you what a proposed Jalen Phillips deal looks like, and then part 2 of your critical question.
Okay.
Here comes the good one.
The goofy one.
I think Goofy feels a little bit insulted.
You've asked me if I've ever peed myself on the sideline.
That was based on a report, TJ. Hard-hitting news.